Has a woman woken up to suddenly find a handsome husband and a pair of children? Has she gone from being a wealthy woman to a housewife? And this man who claims to be her husband wants to sleep with her. The woman is completely confused. The woman in front of us is called Xiaomei. She went to heaven due to a car accident, but the judge in heaven told her that she was supposed to live until the age of 80. Xiaomei thought this was pure nonsense because she was already dead. But before she could react, she was sent back to the human world. She had thought it was a resurrection, but Xiaomei suddenly realized that she seemed different. The silk pajamas she was wearing had become street market goods. She looked unkempt with a messy hair and a disheveled face, and her figure was out of shape. This huge gap was hard for her to accept for a moment. You know, she was originally a top lawyer with a black card, specializing in handling cases for the rich. There was no sense of justice in her. For money, she could reverse right and wrong and specifically bully the poor. She drove a luxury car, lived in a mansion, and had so much money that it could not be spent even in the next life. And the most terrifying thing was, why was there a man in her home when she was clearly single? Xiaomei thought she had encountered a thief, and was so scared that she was about to call the police. However, the man actually laughed when he heard that. The woman was completely dumbfounded. She walked out of the room and saw a little girl eating breakfast, and another little boy calling her mom. The woman was shocked. She had never been married, so how could she have children? Xiaomei looked at the handsome man in front of her. Although he was really handsome, he couldn't just randomly recognize a wife. The man thought Xiaomei had watched too many Korean dramas again and ignored her. It turned out that all of this was because the heaven office had hired a temporary worker, who didn't work seriously and mistakenly recruited Xiaomei, who was supposed to live to 80, up to heaven. The man's wife, who was supposed to die in a month, was sent to be reincarnated. The judge had no choice but to tell Xiaomei that if she lived as the man's wife for a month, she could be sent back. Xiaomei thought it was all ridiculous. It was outrageous enough to replace someone else, and now she had to be the mother of 2 children. Xiaomei was extremely angry. The most heartbreaking thing was that she also learned from the village aunt that she had an unmarried pregnancy. At the age of 18 and now at 30, she didn't even have a job. Xiaomei simply couldn't accept the facts before her eyes.